There have been three major results in the World Cup last night. It's still the round 2 of the group stage going on. We've had some huge results. We've had some major, not disappointments, I wouldn't call them disappointments, I would call them successes that we've seen in round 1. We've seen some of the lower ranked teams, let's say, draw some tough games or even win some tough games against tougher opponents, produce some unlikely results against some tougher opponents, some higher ranked teams, especially against the European sides. And also one of the surprises has been Mauricio Pochettino's United States going into the round of 32 so easily, and not just easily, but completely dominating their opponents. They scored 4 goals in their first game, then they scored twice in their second game against Australia. They still have 1 game left, and they might just dominate that as well. But last night produced something different. Netherlands had already drawn their first game against Japan 2-2. Very entertaining game. We saw what both teams were capable of. We saw the strengths and all that Netherlands and Japan possess. Japan proved that they're able to go toe-to-toe with any top-ranked team, any of the best players in the world. They're able to compete against them, and not even compete against them, but win as well. Because Japan just won 4-0 their last game. Netherlands produced their own show of dominance. They won 5-1. Netherlands completely blew them out of the water last night. Brian Brobbey was given the start by Ronald Koeman last night. And you had been wondering why he wasn't given so in the first game, because Brian Brobbey is such a terrific player. He's been so good for Sunderland. He's been so good for any of the clubs that he's played for. He's done some wonders for Sunderland this season. He's won them some games in the very dying minutes. He scored some outrageous goals. He scored out of nowhere. He scored in the most unlikely of moments. He scored when the team needs him the most. And he did so against Switzerland last night. He scored in the first 5 minutes, then he scored another one. So that would make it 2 goals for the Netherlands in just the first 17 minutes or so. And then Cody Gakpo went on and scored twice. He also assisted a goal. It's like we were seeing Cody Gakpo that never played for Liverpool. It felt like we were seeing the actual best version of Cody Gakpo that we hadn't seen for the past season. We hadn't seen for the past year under Arne Slot at Liverpool. And I know I've previously said that Arne Slot is a really good manager and he needed some more time at Liverpool to make his ideas work, and he perhaps did as well. But Cody Gakpo was still one of his main weapons at Liverpool, and even though Cody Gakpo wasn't able to unlock all this at Liverpool for the past year, and Liverpool fans were a lot frustrated with him for a certain period of time for that as well, he's now proven everyone else wrong. In fact, the entire Netherlands team has proven everyone else wrong. There were many people doubting the Dutch players, there were many people doubting the Liverpool players as well. But all of the Liverpool players, all of the squad from Liverpool that is playing at the World Cup, they've completely proven everyone else wrong. And they've completely surprised Liverpool fans as well, because the way Liverpool played over the past season, you would expect these kind of performances from the Liverpool squad. But now they're playing like they're on some another level, as if only their shadows were playing for the past season for Liverpool. And I still do believe the Netherlands are one of the dark horses for the Cup. They might just end up in the semi-finals. They might just be one of the last 4 or last 2 teams even. The Ecuador-Curacao game was something else, because you would have expected Ecuador to comfortably get this win, even though they drew their first game, and even though Curacao lost 7-1 to Germany. That was a tough loss. But they didn't mind it at all. They scored 1 goal. That was their biggest achievement so far in football, perhaps. But you would expect something so much better from Ecuador. They have such a talented squad. I know it's an aging squad. Many of their best players are in their 30s. Caicedo and Luis Diaz are still somewhat young. But it's not like the entire team can be carried on just their own backs, and it was proven yesterday. Because Caicedo, as much as Twitter would like you to not believe, was one of Ecuador's best players. He created chances, he was there defensively, he did what his job is, he did what his job has been for Chelsea, for his country. He did all of that, and yet it wasn't enough. And ultimately they could only draw against Curacao. And it's a little disappointing, it's a little, I wouldn't say embarrassing, but you would expect so much more, so much better from a team like Ecuador, who everyone is calling underrated. But now if they're going to produce these results, and if they don't get a win, if they don't get a positive result in the next game, they're probably out of the Cup. And it would be a really disappointing, it would be a really heartbreaking campaign for them, but still a very deserving one. Because you can't expect to make your name in the World Cup, to do something remarkable in the World Cup, go to the knockout rounds, to the last 32, to the last 16, to the last 8, by these kinds of performances. Curacao had less than 1 XG last night, and Ecuador had more than 3. They were comfortably above 3 expected goals, and yet they scored none. That's just a shame. And I know the Curacao keeper, he produced the performance of a lifetime. He had a generational outing last night. He made 15 saves. That is one of the best goalkeeping performances in the World Cup ever in history. And Ecuador were at the mercy of him last night. But it's not like they couldn't have done better. They could have had better shot making. They could have had better striking. You have to prove yourself somehow in the World Cup. Everyone would be at their best. Everyone would be coming out with whatever they have in themselves at the World Cup. This is the World Cup, and this is the things. These are the kinds of things that happen at the World Cup. And if you're not going to produce your best, if you're not going to take some risks, take some outrageous chances, the kind that Netherlands did, the kinds that other teams are taking against some of the best teams in the world, and you can't do that against Curacao, regardless of the keeper's performance. I'm not sure if you deserve to qualify for the knockout stages then. But I do hope that Ecuador do qualify for the knockout stages. They do win their last match. And they do produce some amazing results, because that is all we want as football fans, as World Cup fans. And ultimately, Germany won 2-1 against Ivory Coast. And if you were watching the game, especially looking at the first half, you would not expect that to happen at all. Germany had won their first game 7-1 against Curacao. It was a completely dominant win, and you would expect the same from Germany. But against Ivory Coast, it's not like Ivory Coast are an easy team to compete against, to fight against. They're a really solid team. They have really good players. Although some of those have not been at their best in recent years, although some of them are maybe perhaps past their prime, let's say, especially when it comes to Franck Kessié. He used to be really good, but now he's nearing his 30s. He's 29 right now. He hasn't been at the level that he used to be for a while now. But he goes on to score for Ivory Coast in the first half and puts them ahead. It gives them the hope for at least 70 minutes that they might just go on to cause that upset against Germany, one of the best teams in the world, one of the contenders for the Cup. They might just go on to do it. It did seem like a concrete possibility. But then Germany made that substitution. They took off everyone that was not performing. They brought in Denis Undav, and he completely changed the game like he did in the first game. He had scored and assisted already. Now he comes on, he scores in the 68th minute, he scores in the very dying minute, the 94th minute. And he wins Germany the game. And if you have followed Denis Undav's career, if you have followed his trajectory over the past few years, you would have already known that he is capable of that. He has all the abilities in him, he has all the talent, he has everything that it takes to make a top level footballer. He has the capacity, he has the capability to score in crucial moments of the World Cup. He did so in the first game. Now he's done it. He's won Germany the game. He's taken Germany to the knockout stages. They're officially into the last 32. And so are the US, so are Mexico. He's launched them into their company. He's taken Germany into the last 32 on his own back, single-handedly. Something that Kai Havertz couldn't do, something that Leroy Sané couldn't do. And you would expect something like this to happen from Kai Havertz. He is a big game player. He has proven himself in the Champions League final twice as now. He's done it all before. It would be completely ridiculous if he doesn't start the next game. Nagelsmann, in the post-match conferences, has said that he might or might not start because the role that he's playing right now, it's still bearing fruits, it's still really good, and it's still producing Germany their results. And I do agree on that front with Nagelsmann. It is producing Germany their results, but they are officially into the knockouts. They have nothing to lose. They have one game. It's basically a spare game now. They can start Undav and see how it goes for him, see how he performs in a longer run with more minutes. And perhaps Undav could replace Havertz or someone in the starting 11, because the kind of performances he's had, the kind of results he's given you, and the dimensions that he adds to your team, the dynamics that he expands for your team, he gives Germany that extra edge. The way he brings his spirit into the game, the way he gets in those spots to allow himself to have the ball, carry the ball, and put it into the net. He deserves to start for Germany, and I believe if he does, he will produce some fantastic results as well. So that is it for the video. Germany are officially into the knockout stages. Netherlands will probably go on soon. The US and Mexico are already into the knockout stages. And the World Cup is shaping up pretty nice now. We've had some exciting games. We will have even better games going on forward. And I'm excited to see what actually happens this World Cup, because it's shaping up to be really exciting and in a way remarkable, in a way memorable. The way fans have interacted with each other this World Cup. I know there's been a lot of hatred on Twitter, but there have been so many celebratory moments. There have been so many moments of fraternity among fan bases, especially with Mexico and South Korea and Brazil and everyone else. It's just a beautiful sight to see, especially with all the political and administrative problems that have been going on, which is something that nobody ever wanted from this World Cup. The worst aspect of this World Cup. This is something really positive to see. And I do hope we do come out from this World Cup loving each other. Anyways, that is it for the video. This is our signing off again, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.